We are the masters of our fate, the captains of our souls, because we have the power to control our thoughts. Napoleon Hill. You were born for greatness, but most never discover this. From the moment we open our eyes to this world, we are surrounded by voices, opinions, and the expectations of others. We are taught to go with the flow, to conform, to accept limits imposed by others. But what if I told you that all of this is an illusion? That the only real limit is the one you accept? That the power to change your life, to transform every dream into reality, has always been in your hands? Look around you. Every great achievement in history began in the mind of someone who refused to accept the impossible. Thomas Edison, the one who brought light to the world, failed 1,000 times but never lost his vision. Walt Disney, bankrupt and rejected, saw an empire where others saw only difficulties. Henry Ford, without formal education, revolutionized the industry with an unwavering vision. These giants were not special. They were not born with divine advantages. What set them apart from the crowd? An unshakable belief in themselves, a clear vision, and a determination that nothing could break. You are the sculptor of your destiny, and the chisel you use is your mind. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant doubt, and you will reap fear. Plant faith, and you will reap miracles. You become what you think about most. Every thought is an instruction to the universe, an order it readily obeys. But here is the secret that few understand. It is not enough to think positively. It is not enough to dream. You must live, breathe, and act with absolute certainty. You must master your mind, because an undisciplined mind is like a wild horse. It drags you wherever it wants, to fears, insecurities, and excuses. But a disciplined mind, it is an unstoppable force. And how do you master it? First, awareness. Be mindful of the thoughts you allow. Don't be a servant to the doubts that arise. Observe them, acknowledge them, but don't feed them. Instead, feed your vision, feed your faith, but don't be fooled. Mastering your mind is not a one-time victory. It is a daily battle. Every dawn, you face the battlefield of thoughts. Doubts will try to infiltrate. Fears will whisper your weaknesses. But you are no longer a victim. You are the master. And to stay in control, you must set standards. Clear boundaries for what you allow in your mind. You do not accept negativity. You do not engage in conversations that drain your energy. You do not let yourself be influenced by opinions that do not reflect your purpose. Your mind is your fortress, and within this fortress, you cultivate your vision. Visualize your goals with such clarity that they become inevitable, not as distant dreams, but as realities already achieved. Every morning, you see them. Every night, you reinforce them. Mastering your mind is understanding that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer. And as the observer, you choose what flourishes. You choose what becomes real. Remember, your destiny is not by chance. It is a choice. A choice that begins in the mind. But the power of the mind goes beyond what you imagine. It is the source of everything you are and everything you can be. Thoughts are energy. They vibrate, attract, and shape reality. When you think with clarity and conviction, the universe conspires in your favor. Not like magic, but like an immutable law. If you think in scarcity, you will live in lack. If you think in failure, you will stumble at every step. But if you think in abundance, prosperity, and growth, your world will reflect that. But this is not just a theory. It is a principle understood by the greatest masters in history. Napoleon Hill called it the secret. Neville Goddard described it as conscious imagination. Bob Proctor taught it as the law of attraction. But the truth is that all these concepts point to the same power, the control of the mind, belief, and vision. Now, stop and think. What are you projecting to the universe? What do your actions say about your beliefs? Do you act like someone who expects to win, or like someone who fears losing? Transforming your life is not about luck, it is about focus. Absolute focus on your goals, on your vision, on your growth. It is not an easy journey. There will be failures, there will be dark days. But every defeat is just a step toward victory. Every pain is a sign of progress. You are not here to live a mediocre life. You were not created to be ordinary. The same power that moves the stars in the sky is within you. The only difference between you and the greats is the way you think. Decide today. Decide that you are the master of your destiny, that you will no longer be a victim of circumstances, that you will no longer live according to the expectations of others. You are the creator, the architect, the commander. Master your mind, master your destiny, and remember, it is not resources that define your success, but your creativity. It is not your education that determines your progress, but your hunger for knowledge. It is not your connections that elevate you, but your ability to connect with your own inner power. With every breath, you are creating. With every thought, you are shaping your tomorrow. And when you master your mind, you become unstoppable. You are a force of nature. You are the storm. You are the dawn of a new era in your life. And if there is an eternal truth, it is this: you are the author of your story. The pen is in your hands. Write big, dream high, live intensely. And when doubt comes knocking at the door, remember, it is just a visitor, and you are the owner of the house. You decide what enters. You decide what stays. You are the awakened consciousness. You are the commander of your own ship. And in every challenge, in every obstacle, you find not a barrier, but a lesson. Because life does not test you to break you. It shapes you to strengthen you. And so, as you master your mind and recognize your true power, you realize that the universe is not a stage where you merely react, but a vast field of possibilities waiting to be shaped by your will. You are the architect of your reality, and every thought you cultivate, every belief you nurture, is a stone that forms the foundation of your destiny. But now what? What comes after taking control of your mind? What happens when you absolutely understand that the power to create what you want already resides within you? This is just the beginning of the journey. The next step is understanding how the mind, when guided by intention, transforms matter into reality. And when you unlock that power, you discover that there are no limits to what you can achieve. In the next video, we will explore the law of creation. You are the architect of your reality. Get ready to learn how you can not only control your thoughts, but also use the power of your mind to create the life you've always dreamed of. Until then, remember, the power is in your hands. Your mind is the fertile ground, and your ideas are the seeds that can transform your future. If you believe this, nothing can stop you. See you soon in the next step of this epic journey toward the full realization of your potential.